What is going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over how to do high and tight. I'm doing this haircut on one of the barbers that we have here at the shop. His name is Lucas. Does really good work. He started working here a little over a year ago, and basically he graduated barber school, started working at a different shop for a little bit, then he came here. So he came here pretty new. He was a good barber then. He's a better barber now. When he came into the shop, he had, a few areas to improve on, and he really dedicated himself to, improving in those areas and really taking himself to the next level in his craft. So I have a tremendous amount of respect for Lucas. He's someone that I really saw put the work in and reap the benefits of it. So definitely became really good friends over the course of him working here. You'll see we joke around a little bit in the video, but here it is. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. If you get any value out of the video, I ask that you smash the like button. Let's get into it.
Oh. I'm not picky, bro. Jared's blessed me hundreds.
Blessings, baby. Let's go.
Check those arms out, man.
Yeah, buddy.
I never really noticed how big they were until
yeah, bro.
right now.
I got some ham hocks, bro. You look like a f***ing dangus, bro.
Alright guys, let's get this cut started. So we're going to start by taking our zero and we're going to go all the way up to the parietal ridge crown area of the head. We are going to go and use a flick out motion, but we are going to bring it right up to the top of the head there. We're going to go up past the temple area, almost to where the front edge up would be with our zero line. One thing that newer barbers will always mention to me when they see me do this is that they always say, well, you're bringing the skin line so high, how are you going to blend it out? And my answer is, if you have someone who gets a high and tight, like a military high and tight, that really wants it as high as you can get it, you can really blend more so on the diagonals of the side of the head. So you're blending into the top at a 45-degree angle, and you guys are gonna see what I mean in a minute. But with the high and tights, you can do this, and clients really like this. If they really want it as high as they can get it, they won't mind if you bring it up a little bit higher than a high fade. So right now I'm just taking my trimmers. These are the gold Babyliss FX trimmers. If you guys have seen my channel before, I talk about these a lot. These are my favorite trimmers. Right now I'm just going in and really trying to get the skin almost to skin tight. Like I want to get all the stubble off. I want it to be very tight to the skin. That way when I go in with my shaver, I'll be able to remove the hair easily and won't have to spend a ton of time on that step. Some people frown on barbers using trimmers to do this or bald out the skin fades. I don't see a problem with it. If you're really worried about wearing your blade out, you could always get two trimmers. Use one for, taking out the initial guideline on skin fades and high and tights, and then one for edging. But I've never even really had a problem with that. You can always buy new blades, and you should always keep your tools sharp. So that's my 2 cents on that. But now I'm taking my Babyliss shaver and I'm bringing it up right underneath that trimmer line. So I put in my zero line, just maybe a 1/4 of an inch, if that. Under that was my trimmer line, and then another 1/4 of an inch, if that, is my shaver. When I come up to the top of the head, I'm flicking so that I can blend it into the trimmer line. You don't have to press super hard, but you do want to put some pressure on there so that you get a really smooth shave on the head. When a client goes home after getting one of these or like a skin fade, the first thing they're gonna do, most likely a shower, or they're gonna at some point run their hands on their head, and if they feel stubble in certain areas, you know, that's not a good look for you as a barber. So keep that in mind, and, you know, do your due diligence and be precise. Now you can see my left hand is kind of pulling his skin down on the neck. It's just keeping the skin tight. So, you know, you guys will see me sometimes pulling the skin with my thumb like I am right now, pulling the skin tight when I'm using the shaver, if I'm shaving someone, just trying to get that hair to stand up and really be able to get the smoothest shave possible. So that's a really easy tip and something that you can implement as soon as possible. You know, it's not like you have to practice that, but always keep the skin tight. And if you haven't been pulling the skin tight when you're using the shaver, give it a try and let me know what you think. Now you can see I'm tapping on the shaver line with a downward motion. That will take any line out that the shaver leaves most of the time. I shouldn't say any line, but most lines. Alright, so back to my magic clips. Got the lever closed, which is the 0 that we did in the first step. Right now I am going to just touch up and take out any dark spots, and I might just bump that line up even a little bit. I find with skin fades and high and tights, the toughest line usually to get out is the trimmer line into the 0, or the shaver into the trimmer. Those are definitely the two most difficult that I believe, and that I see other barbers struggling with. So if you struggle with that, this is a good tip. Keep your lever closed and just bump up the line, you know, 1/8 of an inch, and you might notice that your blends come together a little bit sooner and easier. So now I have the lever open and I'm going up, and you can see I'm almost fading into the top of his head. I'm really just, you know, flick of the wrist with the lever open, trying to get the blend to start. And I want it to blend on that parietal ridge crown area. I want it to be a little bit higher up and sit on top of the fade, sit on top of the head a little bit. So now I'll blend it in. I'm not going to use any clips for this. This would be all clipper over comb. So I'm going to go with the hair, and you can see me pulling my comb up. That's going to get the hair to pop out, and I'm just cutting it, getting it to blend in smoothly. We're taking the colic right down, and he has a lot of hairs in the back that stand up and go different directions, so I can go over this a few times and make sure that I get all of them down as low as possible. A lot of people do clipper over comb different. Some people do it with the lever open. I like to do it with the lever closed. I always have. And you can see here, good angle before the autofocus kicked in. So you can see the blend, and it's like I said, it's really high up, but it's gonna look good. And I'm just using the corner of my blade now, lighting up any, you know, dark spots or lines that I might see, imperfections in the fade, imperfections in the shaping. So now I got the fade finished, so we're gonna go ahead and prep the client for the shave, and we'll shave his neck and temple area. Unfortunately for this video, the camera stopped recording right after this, and I didn't get the beard trim that I did for him, beard trim and edge, and we put some enhancements in the beard to make the lines a little crispier. But I did get me styling his hair here, and you guys are gonna see I'm gonna edge the front of his hairline in a minute as well. So I'm putting the product in first to keep the hair standing up that I don't want to edge, and then the hairs that I do want to edge will lay down. So I'm combing all that product through, seeing what falls naturally and what stands up naturally. And I'll start in the center. And I'm almost edging it. When I'm edging, I'm almost coming down on the forehead. That's a good tip of how to really leave a clean edge on the front hairline. You don't really want to go straight in at it. You almost want to come down on it for a lot of people. So depending on the hair type and texture, I would say. Alright guys, so this is before we gave him the cut. My guy was looking shaggy, and here's the after. Came out super clean, we were both really happy with it. If you guys got any value from this video, smash the like button. Want to see more videos like this? Subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you guys watching. See you next time. Peace.
What's happening?